Welcome to the Success Journey Show. Let's travel together through the lives of individuals on the road to success.
Yo, what's going on, travelers? We are back with you again for another episode of the Success Journey Show. What's up? What's going on? Ricky Venters, Marlon Madden. Man, listen, we are excited because, again, if you've been following us, you know that we're doing something really big here. And, you know, we interviewed Ray Austin probably about a year ago. We got to let you know what episode that was so you can check it out, man. Jay, man, find that episode for me, man. He's talking about his journey and everything. We say, you know, we really just want to be a part of building, whatever we can do to help. And we saw this is what we do. Yep. And we said, hey, let's help just start sharing the stories of a lot of the players that are part of the FCF, Fan Control Football League, and allow them 113. All right, cool. Episode 113. Go check it out. Hear his story, because this is the baby that he had, the vision that he had. And one thing that came very key out of his episode was, I just picked it up every single day.
Yep.
I just picked it up every single day and just worked on something. So today we have none other than Mitch Kidd with us, man. We're going to learn a little bit more about his backstory, his journey, but we're really, really excited just to get a chance to talk to him today. So, Mitch, thanks for joining us today, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I'm super excited to just talk and get to answer some questions for you guys.
I love it, man.
Yes,
it's an honor, extreme honor, man. Everyone that we've talked to that's a part of this organization, we see it's like a family mentality. Everyone works hard. You know, just shows that the culture is it's awesome, man, just to be around, man, right?
Yep.
So, man, I want you to share with our travelers. We call them travelers because they're also on a journey, right?
Right.
And why don't you share a little with them, just your background, where you come from, like what you're aspiring to do. Just tell them your story, how you got here.
Yeah, so it's been a long journey. I went from playing in high school, went to a junior college. From there, I got hurt, didn't play a lot freshman year, sophomore year. Transferred to a D3 school instead of walking on at a couple of D1 programs I could have gone to.
Yeah.
Decided, I wanted to be where they wanted me to be.
Correct.
So went to a D3 school, did really well. My senior year, got a little bit banged up, grad transferred, and my grad transfer eligibility actually got messed up through the portal somehow. So I was in Kentucky at an NAIA school, starting, rolling the whole deal. Everything was great. They had some of the best receivers at that time that I had ever played with. And then all of a sudden, just the bomb. They just got settled in. Everything's good to go. And then you get the email that says, hey, you're going home. Like, you can't play. And wow, at that point, you're like, am I done playing football? Like, I just trained a whole off season. Like, what do I do from here? And so I decided, I was just looking up what I could do. I remember I was in a hotel room with my dad. Funny enough, I remember it was a preseason game was on at the time. Lamar Jackson was playing in his first game, the Hall of Fame preseason game.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there, and I don't know if Kurt Warner came on TV or what it was, but I somehow got the arena football idea. And so I'm looking up leagues, looking up different stuff. Wound up playing a couple hours from here in Columbus, Georgia.
Oh, I know Columbus very well.
Yeah. So I played there my rookie year. Didn't play a lot, but I learned so much. There was this guy in front of me, Luke Collis, and he taught me more than I could have even imagined.
Wow.
You go into arena football and you can watch film all day long, and I watched every single game they had played the year before. I was like, oh, I got this. Like, the receivers are great. Like, you just throw it to them. They all go catch it. Same thing.
Yeah.
And you get there and you're like, you throw the ball and it's like 6 seconds late. You're like the whole year behind, And it's not even because of the speed. It's just like you don't even realize that you can throw the ball as early as they need you to throw the ball.
Yeah.
And I swear it took me 3 weeks. Coaches just telling me every day watching film, throw it earlier. Eventually I got mad and I just hucked one. like
And it was
early
like,
as can be, and it was perfect. And I was like, how? But high motions and stuff. Guys are getting there super fast. They're already running 4.2s and things like that.
Yeah.
So then you give that guy a 10-yard head start.
Yeah.
They're like, take 3 steps and just throw it.
So
I'm like, but he's not gonna get there. Eventually, you just get frustrated, and you're like, I'm tired of hearing it. Fine, wing something.
Perfect. Finally, Mitch. Good job.
So that season was really fun. I learned a lot. First time, like getting paid to play football.
Yeah.
Then after the season's over, you realize I didn't get paid very much. So then you're at home. My girlfriend lived at home, same kind of area. We've been together since high school. So, like, she's out working. She graduated from college. I graduated from college. Like, I have this great degree. I graduated. I was a semifinalist for the academic Heisman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, school was fun, and I had some really, really great teachers at Redlands. One of them was an Olympian, and he got more money than he needs. He teaches for fun just because he likes being around the kids. They keep him young,
Yeah. One of those things,
Yeah, so they have this summit every year, the William V. Campbell Trophy Summit. It's in Stanford, which is not far from where I live back at home. And so I went to that, and there's these amazing people all talking to you, giving you ideas about what they do and how they got to these spots. And I'm doing all that stuff and thinking at the same time, like, where am I going to work? What am I going to do? Working, part-time at Macy's just to try and be able to make a little bit of money, put something on your resume, because that's the hardest thing, I think, about where we're at right now is a lot of times if you just get those blank resumes, like hey, I graduated from college 3 years ago and I haven't done anything since besides play. If you don't get somebody who realizes how much that translates, like football translates.
Oh my goodness, leadership.
Oh
my goodness, dedication, timeliness. Oh, all those things. Execution. Oh yeah, absolutely.
But to someone who's never played football,
they don't care. You're just a guy in a uniform throwing football.
Right. They go, okay, well, if I need somebody to throw something, I'll call you. So at that point, it's just like I was working part-time, training with my trainer. Like I'd get there in Macy's clothes, go to the back, change real quick, get after it.
Yeah.
So that part was, honestly, looking back, is one of the most fun parts, just because you're in there, like, nobody expects anything, and you're just in there doing it anyway. You're not getting paid for it. You're not getting anything out of it except for what you're going to get out of it down the line.
Yeah.
So then the next year I signed, played indoor ball instead of arena ball, which essentially the same thing, a couple different rules. Did really well, wound up with like 11-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, was like doing really, really well. Played in a lot of games, had a lot of stats that were great. Wound up working remotely that season, so I could work while I played and did all that stuff, which is really the way to go. If you can work remotely while you're playing and have a schedule that's set up for you to do both, it's, two birds, one stone. You got the part of your day that is the best part of your day, and then the part of the day that you have to do.
Correct. Yeah.
You got your fun job and your
job you got to do. Yeah.
Pay the bills.
Right. So that was cool. My fiance at that time, she just had become my fiance, traveled with me. COVID and everything was kind of cooling down, so she was working from home still. So she got to go out to Kansas with me, and so we were living there. It was great. Pretty much everything that you could be looking for, right there. I actually was roommates with one of the guys that's here, Rusty Becker.
Okay.
One of the defensive linemen. So that was cool. We've been roommates for 3 football seasons now.
Oh wow,
basically.
wow.
Actually, this season I guess we're not, but. It's been cool to just be around some guys and get that sort of consistency that you don't get a lot in these sort of leagues. And so then from there I wound up here, and it's been a completely different environment with the FCF. I mean, you're in Kansas. It was great to be in Salina with the Salina Liberty. Everything was awesome, but you got 2,000-3,000 people at your game. And then you go. We went and did the first draft here, and 300,000 views just for the first draft.
Yeah.
And I was like,
oh,
wait,
shit.
what? People are just watching the names come off the board.
Yeah.
For 300,000 people, and it's like, wow, okay. That's when you really realize, like, all right, this is a different thing.
Yeah.
You see the stadium, all the lights, screens.
I love it. Yeah.
Oh, that stadium is top notch.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
it's beautiful.
Yeah,
for sure.
We're loving it.
Yeah. So, anyway, found my way here. Have been playing really well. Have top passing stats for pretty much every category in this season. So, it's been an awesome ride. I mean, basically, getting tagged by a team at the beginning from being here with Adoki, kind of get to build your team around you.
Yeah,
which has been
yeah.
so much fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like taking all the guys in any league, throwing them all into a pool, and being able to go, I want this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. And the attitude on our team is bar none.
Yeah.
We've had 4 wins. All of them been comeback wins. We haven't been leading at halftime, I don't know if ever.
Yeah.
And still go out and pull off these amazing wins because everybody just realizes, like, this is just what we do.
Yeah.
That's just us.
Keep
You
playing
know?
all the way through. Yeah.
It's like the Seahawks back in the day when Russell was just never out of it. You know?
Wow.
So you get a good defense, and when your offense is never out of it, defense gets one stop, everything changes.
Turns around.
Yeah. Wow. Totally. Now, a lot of people don't think about. A lot of people see you guys playing, they see you guys enjoying yourself, but they don't think about the bills that's on that back end.
Yeah.
Right? And they don't understand that, these leagues are great, but you're not making the 30 million, the 1 million. You understand what I'm saying? So
Definitely.
these guys don't see that you guys actually are playing, and you have to worry about the back end, what real life. Well,
Right.
not that, but the life that you have at home. You have a fiance, you have a car note, you have all these different things, and then you got to still make it happen. How much pressure is it on you during the regular season to be thinking about that and at the same time playing?
So for me, personally, I'm still living at home until we actually get married, which is starting in August. So
Yep.
at least I had a season, one more season where I didn't have to worry about rent, didn't have to worry about a lot of extra things, which come, with more responsibilities.
Congratulations, by the way, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations, yeah.
Yeah. So this year's been great. My parents have always been extremely supportive.
Yep.
Like,
I love it.
bar none. I think they didn't miss a football game. We lived 8 hours away from where I went to school. They drove to every single football game.
Wow.
Every single weekend. Wow. I think they may have missed one because of like a family emergency. One game, and I think one of them made it to it. And it was crazy. So they then obviously, playing in Georgia, a little bit of a different story. Money becomes more of a thing. You got to fly to every game. You can't just because one thing, it's just time. It's easier when you're just like, hey, I'm going to use my time to go and watch.
Yeah.
It's a different story when I got to pay $500 for a flight.
Flight.
Yeah.
Right. But they've been insanely supportive. I mean, they're awesome. And it's different for everybody. There's guys here who have no help, that have to do everything on their own. They got family who doesn't live around, family who doesn't, who they're not connected with.
Yeah.
And it's so much harder for them. So I think I've had it easy so far. It's about to get harder just with being married and having more responsibilities and stuff.
Correct.
But it's difficult to have a part-time job and try and train and try and put all of your energy and focus into one thing, but also put it into another thing with having work at the same time. Because you can't slack off at work. Like, they don't care that they're not your first priority because to everyone else they're gonna be.
Exactly.
Right. So it makes it a little bit difficult. And there's been some great support from back home, coaching jobs and things like that, where people try and help you out. And obviously it's what you do, so it's easy to help in that environment.
Correct.
So it's cool. It's definitely difficult to try and make 2 careers at one time.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I was, you mentioned Kurt Warner, and I saw his movie. I forget the title, blanked on me, but it's a Kurt Warner. It walks through his life, and it talks about the whole arena football and the transition and him trying to struggle and living. Had his family and trying to follow his dream and all the difficulty that was in all of that. Now, one thing that came out of that resonated with me, and I'm hearing your story, is like when you were going through, high school and you're playing well, did you kind of have some type of expectation, like, hey, I'm going to the top, like I have it, I have the it factor, like this is happening for me?
Yeah, so I think in high school it was an interesting thing. One year we had really, really great wide receivers, and they were all older than I was, a year, 2 years older, and we had guys who were just ballers. I mean, we had 2 guys got drafted to the MLB. We had one guy who played in the NBA, now plays in Europe for playing basketball, just a stud. Another guy went D1 to Arizona State.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a stacked class. And they were all 2 years older than me.
Yeah.
So when I got in as a sophomore,
Made your job easy.
it was like, this guy's 6'6", just go catch it.
Yeah.
And so then every year it seemed like it got a little bit harder, actually,
yeah.
which was an interesting thing. But I think a lot of it was mental for me too, because I felt like I had so much more I had to do than just doing what I did when I was a sophomore.
Yeah.
And I think that honestly stuck with me a little bit through college, to where I was like, I have to do all of this and I just have to do more because it wasn't working as well in high school. And so now I just have to do more than I was doing then, and just felt more pressure.
Yeah.
I started working with a mental coach last year, and it's crazy like how much better you can feel going into games, not feeling so anxious and not being like, every time we get the ball with 17 seconds like last week, it's like, cool, like this is what we do. Here we go.
Yeah.
No reason to be nervous. It's not going to help you out. Like, let's just go do it.
Yeah.
So I think that's been the biggest thing, where if I had started that stuff in high school, I think I'd probably be in a different path than I am right now. But I'm so glad that I found it, because I think that I have such a higher ceiling than I'm actually at right now. And I think that just the psychological part moved that ceiling up so much higher for me.
Yes, sir. As a quarterback, there's a lot of pressure. I mean, every position has its pressures. But I'm thinking about, if I'm running my route, a lot of quarterbacks fall in love with a certain guy,
right.
And
I have 3 of those.
Talk about those conversations when you're off the field. If you can, you don't have to go in depth, but those conversations when you come off the field and somebody's like, man, yo, I've been open, but you've been passing it to him all the time. What's going on? And how do you keep everybody happy on that field?
Craziest thing this year, with getting to build our own rosters, we haven't had that conversation not one time.
Oh, wow.
It's been honestly just like, because usually you have that 2, 3, 4 times throughout a season.
Yeah.
Guys get frustrated.
Hey, yo, throw me the ball. Yeah.
We had Joseph Boykin was the number 1 receiver in the league for like the first 4 weeks or so. Didn't get a catch for 2 weeks, I think, in a row. Had like 6 targets, no catches. Like, really not a lot of targets in arena football.
Yeah.
And was still leading by week 6, I think, without any catches in 2 weeks. He was that far ahead.
Wow.
And didn't hear a word out of him.
Wow.
He said, we won, great job. Like, he was just super happy to win.
Yes, sir.
He was like, I'm there if you need me. And if you throw it to me, I'm going to go catch it. And if not, come back to me later. But if it doesn't happen that way, I mean, we had 5 rushing touchdowns out of our running back. Didn't hear a peep out of any of our receivers. They were absolutely excited. Wow. I'm telling you, this is the best team like chemistry I've had on a team. And that's saying a lot, because last year's team was really tight-knit too.
Yeah.
But this year's team, I mean, they're already, as soon as we finished the game last week, which we won, had the ball with 17 seconds left. We win with 3 seconds left. They get the ball back. We end up winning. We had to do a man-up shootout challenge, kind of like a soccer-style shootout, one-on-one with the receiver. We win that. Half an hour later, I get a text in our team group message with a GIF of Kobe with the "We're not done" already out the gate. Nobody out partying, celebrating yet. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
That Mamba mentality, boy.
Let's get back on it. Let's get back on it. Man, I'm glad we had an opportunity to speak with you, because, coming from, as a quarterback is looked at as kind of the lead of the team, right? Many times the captain of a team. talk about, just the leadership skills and the characteristics that you've had to develop over the years, that you've learned trial and error through mentorship. And then I want to also go back to that whole mental aspect of it as well, after you talk about that. Yeah.
You've been listening to the Success Journey Show. You can check us out on our social media on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Also on our website, thesuccessjourneyshow.com. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Yeah, I think that my dad, first of all, is a great leader. He's really good. He's at work. He's an awesome leader. You can see when it's actually cool. He works in plumbing. Mm-hmm. You can see he goes to work, and sometimes I'll just drop in and like hang out and see what's going on. He talks the most shit to his guys. Like sometimes borderline like, aren't you getting in trouble for that? Like if somebody says that you said that, like you might be in trouble, but they love him. They'll run through a brick wall for him. Yeah. And so it's so cool because he's playing around and he's joking, and they all know it, and they all have so much fun with him. And they'll come in and play pranks on each other, and they'll fill one guy's car up with traffic cones or whatever. Like it's awesome, and they have a great environment there, which I think that I've always kind of learned from. He coached me forever. I mean, he gets into work at like 6 a.m. First of all, both my parents are absolute monsters when it comes to work or doing whatever. My mom wakes up at 4 o'clock in the morning every morning, works out, gets ready for work, goes to work, goes back and works out after work, and then comes home, cooks dinner, does everything. Wow. My dad, he'll be up at 6 a.m. or before 6, gets to work at like 6, and then he would leave work like, 4-ish so that he could coach every one of my sports. He coached baseball, football, he would help with basketball, like he did everything. And I don't think he was always, I think, my coach until I was like got to high school. Wow. And then he was like, like I don't want to be one of the parents who's coaching their kid in high school. I don't want any favoritism. Like, go figure it out. I'm here for whatever you need.
I want to be on the sideline.
He'd go pick me up when I was a sophomore on varsity and stand there with me for an hour while I went through passes and stuff like that. He'd just sit there and catch and do whatever. So I think learning from that is something that really helped me. I mean, when you're going to do that for your kid, same thing for me doing it for the team. Correct. So I think that's kind of one of the biggest things that taught me how to be a leader. I've also had some great coaches, military backgrounds and things like that, where they teach you like, hey, this is how you do what you need to do, and this is what you can say, or you can just not say anything and just do what you need to do and let guys fall in line that way. With this team, it's been different because I can let everybody else be a leader too. Like our guys are so connected that they can be like, hey, like one of the defensive guys will say something at this time, depending on what defense we got. Offense last time didn't say a word at halftime. We're down 14-6. We didn't get the ball back starting at the half. They did. We didn't say a word. We know what we need to do. No reason to get rowdy and excited. Like everybody's already locked in. We know what we got. And that's honestly, it's a spot we're comfortable in too. And I think that goes back to the mental thing where everybody just kind of falls into the same category of like, whatever happens, great. If it's bad, great.
We'll deal with it.
We'll learn from it. We'll deal with it. All answers, not more questions about how we're going to do or what we're going to do. And our coach does a great job. He doesn't do too much asking, hey, do we want this? Do we want that? He just lays out the plan. Everybody just goes, cool, that's the plan. Nobody's got a lot of questions about it. Like, it's just, he said it, let's do it.
Yeah. Man, I love it, dude. So when you're looking at your next steps, you got here, right? You got the call to come in. You're here. What is your expectations for, being here at FCF and then beyond? Like, what are you looking for?
Yeah. So I want the NFL shot. I think most everybody here does.
Correct.
Whether that takes, it's interesting paths for everybody. Whether that's being on an outdoor field, whether that's staying here, whether, whatever it takes to get back to that point. There's guys who are around, there's scouts looking at this film all the time. Like,
Yeah.
you never really know. We've had different people have come in and talked to us and things like that have that NFL background. So
Yeah, that's it. That's the. I love it.
Yeah. You know, it's such a dynamic when you're in an organization. Well, FCF, what I've seen so far is they try to give you that super professional look.
right.
So that when you go to that transition to the NFL, and I hope, my hope is that, you know, the FCF will get to that that tier that people will just say, hey, I want to make it to the FCF.
Right.
I could see that happening just because of how they run the organization.
Right.
Yeah.
How much more do you really respect those NFL quarterbacks, though? Your Brady's at 40 something, still
Oh gosh.
killing it.
I don't know how that guy's body does it. Like, I understand his mind and how a lot of that stuff works. You know, getting to watch his documentary on ESPN has been really cool because it's kind of a little bit of an insight. And they talk about all the body stuff he does and all this and that. But to be 40 something and just doing it, like, we have T.O. at 48. Granted, they play very different positions.
Yeah.
But just to see what it looks like when obviously T.O.'s super in shape, still super fast, still does everything he needs to do.
Yep.
But I saw him on like a Tuesday and he was at practice. It looks like it's just obviously guys are beat up and sore and stuff on Tuesdays still. But you can tell that it's just a little bit extra when you're a little bit older. And look at how great of shape he's in.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You know, his body's meant for that. It's used to that. That's what it does.
Yeah.
And to still see how it turns out on a Tuesday, I don't know how Tom doesn't miss practices because, I mean, of course he's in the NFL. He needs to practice. He needs to do all these things. But also he's Tom Brady.
Does he really?
So the fact that he doesn't miss practices and is always, you know, seems to be always ready to roll at any time, it's honestly amazing.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. They one thing I love what you said about, you know, you have the part-time job, you know, trying to, you know, be present, right? And there's two different roles because each of them support each other, right? You need to meet them both. Just that level of awareness that, hey, you know, I know I want to do what I love, but at the same time, I need to support myself.
Right.
Not only support myself, but also, like you said, build your resume.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of gave you that mindset of like, hey, I don't mind working. Like, I'm at like. You're at Macy's, and I'm saying, like, I'm gonna tell you in a minute, but you're at Macy's, and you know you're carrying out the duties at Macy's, and people will come in and they don't even know how much of a beast you are. Like, you know,
That's what I was gonna say.
You know, you're there, they're like,
see
like a regular person there, and you're like,
yo,
you
he
guys don't
threw
even
that
realize.
socks from all the way over there. That's pretty cool.
So there's some element of humility in that. At the same time, work ethic, as in, hey, you know, I want to make sure that I'm straight on all fronts, man. Talk about that, man.
Yeah, it's interesting because obviously what you're best at and what you want to do the most is what you want people to see. But at the same time, like, you know why you do what you do and you know why you want to do what you do. And so even after games, like, especially here. So, like, my trainer came in last week. I went, took my shirt off, took all my stuff off, changed, went back out, watched the game, like, there to watch all the other guys. Our backup quarterback was actually playing for another team this week at the same time, so it was cool just to be able to go out, watch, and support him, and nobody knows who you are once you take all your stuff off.
That's another thing about y'all football players that get no there's no glory after because everybody's like, you don't have your number on and you don't have your helmet on. They're like, I don't know who this is.
Yeah, but it's kind of cool at the same time because, you know, you can still go out and play and do what you do, but then still just go be, you know, one of the guys. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to get away from that, obviously. So it's like, oh my gosh, that's Tom Brady.
Oh man, no, I feel you, man. That is that right there is like. Raises another level of just respect for just what you do every single day, because not only are you getting up and saying, hey, I got to hit the gym, I got my routine there, I got, sit down and watch film, but also part of my day is going out and working, going out, and you have a family, you have your fiance, the wedding plan, and I don't know how involved you are.
She's a monster.
Yeah.
She's done it all.
Oh my gosh. Going to show up, right?
She's awesome with all that. And she's the one who was like, okay, you have to do this before you leave. And I'm like, we're like 6 months, 8 months from the wedding. And she's like, you're not going to do it once you get there. I know you're not going to do it once football starts. Like, do it now. And I've gotten here and I'm like, yeah, you're totally right. I had to go get a suit the other day and I'd been pushing it off. It was literally like the day after the last minute.
Oh my goodness.
She's like, you have to do it while you're there. Then I was like, of course. Like, I'll go do it on a weekend. I'll have plenty of time.
Yeah.
Never hung out with the guys.
Oh, man. He's telling on himself right now.
Yeah.
So if he's watching.
She already knows. She knows what I'm doing.
She knows what he's doing.
Talk about that, because you guys met in, was it high school, you said?
Yeah.
Man, that's beautiful in itself. I mean, you're 26 now, right?
Yeah.
High school, you finished high school 18, whatever, that's 7 years, you guys are been together. And you've been going around, moving, you've been doing different things, and she's been right there with you and together supporting each other. Both got your degrees and all that kind of stuff. Talk about that story. Because I know even coming in front of the altar, or wherever, however your ceremony is, just to solidify that commitment to each other and all the story that goes back on both sides of that journey to get there, man, just share like how you feel right now. We're going to share this with her. So look, this is your opportunity, right?
Yeah. This is your time to be glorious.
Yeah.
Definitely, it took a lot, and I think she probably put most of the work in, honestly, especially toward the beginning, because like it takes a lot when your other person's moving around all the time.
Yeah.
So we started dating we actually weren't even dating in high school. We started dating after high school. We went to the same junior college.
Yeah.
I was kind of going back and forth between two junior colleges. One was, 30 minutes from my house one way, one was 30 minutes the other way, and she was the 30 minutes one direction. So
Yeah.
went there, and then when it came to actually going away from junior college, I was not sure where I wanted to go. I kind of had one of the schools that I had, a walk-on opportunity from. She was looking at another school around there. Then I had the D3 school, and I honestly didn't know what I wanted to do, which direction would be best. I mean, you end up starting at a D1 school, you're in a better situation than starting at a D3 school, but also you can sit there for 5 years and not do anything.
Yeah.
So it's really difficult to know, and I think that if anybody has questions about that, I think now there's more information out there, especially with NIL deals.
Yeah.
More schools who are like, hey, we're going to pay our walk-ons more money than we're paying the other guys, because the other guys also have a scholarship. So basically you're getting paid to go to school. You're getting paid outside of the school.
Yeah.
So I think that when I kind of decided, I think the D3 is probably better to go to, get film, actually play, be there where you want me to, where they want you to be.
Yeah.
And so she went down south to go to school with me. We were about an hour away, maybe probably like 45 minutes, but LA traffic is like 2 hours away.
Trust me.
Yeah. So we went there. That was cool. She got to come to almost every one of my games, so that was awesome. Being around, just having the support that way. Once the season was over, I got to go hang out at her school a little more often.
Yeah.
And then she actually graduated early because she's super smart. She's got her master's. She's got the whole deal. So that 6 months was tough. She had graduated. I hadn't graduated. I had to go back to school.
Yeah.
So that was, that's kind of where you figure out, been together for 4 years at that point, and it's like, okay, well, you kind of figure out how to do what you're going to do, and then it was like, okay, cool, great. Now that I'm done with school, I'm going to leave too. And then I went to Kentucky, and from there, I'm there for days, not like weeks, if that, and they're like, hey, you got to go home. And so that was kind of nice in a way because, you get to build a little more foundation that way because you're still young.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
You've been in college the whole time. Like,
yeah.
And so then found arena football, left, played there. And that part's difficult when you're not with each other for so long, but then you're back with each other for a long stretch and then not again for another long stretch.
Yeah.
And I think this year's probably been the easiest so far, just because I think with the wedding stuff coming up, like there's so much to look forward to.
Yeah.
You know, and there's so many reminders of like each other the whole time.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's just been a stud though, because it's really difficult to just say goodbye and be like, all right, cool, see you in 3 months. I'm just gonna hang out here at home and not do anything. So
man, I love it, dude. I love the story. Man, my wife and I, we were together for around 6 years before we got married. Too, and it's just and during the development years of life, right? So it's just like, you're growing as a man, you're growing as a woman,
right?
You're experiencing different things, and it's this trying to stay together during that whole thing. It's a challenge on all fronts because you're growing as individuals, different opportunities, and you have to make that conscious decision to be like, hey, this is where I want to be, this is what I want to do, and it just makes that next step even more beautiful, right? So I commend you guys on that, and definitely want to celebrate you on that.
I think it's cool to literally get to grow up together.
Exactly.
You decide who you're going to be together when you're around each other all the time.
Yep. Oh man, I love it.
Evolve, the evolution of each other.
Right. Correct.
And everything like that. True. From talking to the other players, we got a sentiment that here at FCF, they don't only worry about football, but they're talking to you guys about career path after. They're bringing the people in.
Definitely.
Talking about real estate, talking about all the different endeavors. How does that impact you? And are you looking to any things or, because you make it to the NFL, you're going to have a lot of money, and you need somewhere to invest.
Right.
So, what have you been? Have any of those sessions impacted you, and what are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I think one of the coolest things with the FCF for me is that I've had this show, the QB customization, where so the FCF is becoming more of like fan involved. Obviously, that's what they're based around. Yeah. With the NFTs, it's becoming more of getting a little bit of a video game vibe to it. Like I can only own this team if I own this NFT and all this stuff. Well, I decided to try and go along with that trend, and I let the fans pick what I'm going to wear for every game.
Oh wow!
So literally, like a create a player. Like Madden or 2K. And then they get to call what plays I run on the field. And
Exactly.
Like that. So between doing the show, I've gotten to do the halftime show between games and stuff a couple of different times. And get to hang out up there with all the cast and production crew and all that stuff. That's been really cool. So I think that it would be really fun to do something with basketball when it comes up, fly back and spend 2-3 days doing the production side of it, be on camera, talk about, what's going on and things like that would be fun. So that's what's piqued my interest the most.
Okay. Yeah. That's real. I like that. I like that. I like the fact of you have the fans picking any crazy stuff they picked so far.
Well, so yes. So most of the time I give them, this is my shoe option and this is my this option. So that I'm not wearing, pink and purple.
Yeah.
But the first week, Josh McCouga gets on there and he's like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if we had you wear a hotel towel? Well, they put it up on the vote, so obviously everybody votes for the dang hotel towel to wear for my towel. And so we scored on every single drive. We were losing at the end of the game. We had, I think, 3 or 4 shots at the end zone. Last play of the game, we win. On a literal Hail Mary. We win it to get our first win. Whole bunch of people there. Steve Aoki runs down on the field, like going crazy, right? So from then on, you have to wear the hotel towel.
Yeah,
So
right.
I've only not worn it for one game because the fans voted not to wear it. And then after that game, I was like, okay, we're not voting on it anymore. It's just forever.
Yeah.
I had to cut it up. I've had to retape it like 5 times. I haven't washed it. I've turned it inside out. I've done all sorts of other stuff.
Man.
That's fun. Hey, where can the fans get on there to vote? Let them know.
Yeah, it's on Twitch. If you just go to the FCF page, Fridays at 7:30 Eastern time.
Yes,
Love it.
sir. Yes,
Love it.
sir.
Love
oh
it.
man, if I was your girl, I'd be putting up some crazy stuff for you to put on.
Yeah, I got a headband with rubber duckies and camo headband.
Oh, are you serious?
They call it the Lucky Duckies now. The 2 games I wore it, we had Hail Mary touchdowns to win, basically.
Yeah.
It's been really fun.
But you know, and that's why we're here. I think a lot of times, especially in football, because you're wearing that mask and everything, or the helmet, people attaching themselves to you for a different reason.
Right.
And then they start becoming so involved with you that they start following your career based off of, man, that guy's a funny guy. Oh my gosh, I love when he was a towel. Lucky Ducky. So now they're following you because of that. And I think once you embrace that, or you are embracing that, it makes a difference because the FCF is fan control football, which is such a different dynamic to how football is really played. Well, NFL is played compared to
I
what
think
you guys do.
one of the coolest things too would be to make it to the NFL and let the same FCF group of fans who have been voting on it vote on what you wear in the NFL.
Oh,
man, that'd be
Give them, hey, so you know how I had like 6 options? Now I have 60 options.
Yeah.
Just go into the equipment room and pull one of everything.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh,
Keep that tradition alive. Yeah, it's awesome. I think it's awesome to tie your name to something like that.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, listen, man. Are there? I actually this question, and we get a chance to ask other guys here. But as you look at where you are right now, and you think back to that, high school kid that trying to make that decision to go D1, D3, or all those different things, and you had a moment to go talk to him for like 60 seconds, knowing what you know now, what would you share with the young Mitch?
Just probably tell them that I think that life, takes you where you need to get to. If I probably hadn't made that decision to go to the D3 school and had gone to one of the D1 schools that is further away, potentially wouldn't be with, my future wife. Things are just different, and I'm still getting to where I want to go to. Just a different path, and everybody's got different paths. So I think to have fun, and I think that's what I'm doing better at now. I think before it was like, oh my gosh, I'm stressed about this and that, and I'm not getting as where I want to go to as fast as I want to get there. And I always thought, like I'd be nervous before games, and I was like, oh man, if I'm just like the best player in the league, I won't be nervous. Well, when you got the best stats in the league, you're still just as nervous as you ever were.
Exactly.
Like, you think Joe Burrow wasn't nervous before the Super Bowl? I guarantee you he was.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I think it's just to take things as they come, have fun, just believe in what you're doing, and work your ass off.
Love it.
Rick, I want to also commend FCF for, some people, they're kind of selfish in the sense that if I had a guy like you that has the stats that you have, they'll be like, yo, I'm trying to keep this guy here. But that they're bringing in people to actually talk to you guys to say, hey, this is how to get to the next thing and all this thing and how to get to your goal. I think it's a testament to that they're not selfish and they're not looking to just keep you for themselves.
And that happens a lot.
Yeah,
absolutely.
it happens a lot.
Absolutely.
And they're actually celebrating you guys, saying, hey, we had a guy that came from here and he made it to whatever. So I want to commend them for that. And like I said, I hope that FCF rival the NFL because I like the concept of the FCF.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think that when you're on TV watching the game, I think if they get a major network broadcast to do it, it'd be huge. And I think that that's a big thing for them getting, a sportsbook, DraftKings or something on board, getting a major network would be huge because then you can get even more elite talent. Because the more you can pay, the more guys are going to be interested. And obviously, that's no knock on this year because they've got Martavis Bryant, Terrence Williams, T.O., Manziel.
I heard that Mike Vick is even looking.
Yeah, I heard he was looking. I think we were maybe going to play him last week, which I was really excited for.
Yeah.
I mean, that would have been so much fun.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I hope he at least gets involved, with a team, picks up somebody. Because we've got more NFL guys jumping on board every week. Marcus Peters just got on board.
Oh, wow.
Todd,
Okay.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Todd Gurley.
Ocho, where you at?
Yeah, Ocho was at a game
I know,
2
I
weeks
saw,
ago.
yeah, 2
So
weeks ago, we're at that
yeah,
one. So I saw him. He was putting up the TO, but we need the Ocho over there.
yeah,
Man. Come on, Ocho.
exactly.
Come over.
Love it. Yeah. Well, listen, Mitch, man, we're going to let you go, man. But want to just really thank you for your time and just sharing your journey with us. Man, we have so much respect for you, what you do, and we just wish nothing but the best for you as you move forward in your journey. To all of our travelers and listeners all around the world, man, you got a chance to get a sneak peek, off the field, under the helmets, right? To talk to, these players here and just see just what their story looks like. It wasn't easy for any of them to, especially Mitch here, to get to where he is today. It was a lot of hard work. We didn't even talk about just the skill and the X's and O's about what makes him the best, right? Had the best stats. We didn't even talk about that part, but we talked about the heart of what keeps him moving and keeps him driving every single day. We just hope that resonates with you. Keep driving, keep moving, keep the motivation, because if you keep your goal in front of you, you will obtain it. Don't put a timeline on it, but you will obtain it. So we want to thank you guys again for checking in with us, for checking out this episode, and we'll see you guys next week at the same time on the Success Journey Show. Everyone have a good one. Peace.
One love.
All right.
Yeah.
You've been listening to the Success Journey Show, where your dreams, drive, determination, and diligence are the foundation to success. For more information, check out thesuccessjourneyshow.com. The Journey Squad is here helping you to your destination.